you guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to be an unboxing video. I have a lot of new curriculum in, and actually it's been sitting here for a while, so I'm really excited to actually dig into something. This is something that just came though, so I'm gonna open it up for you guys right now. And what is it? So if you don't know me, my name is Sarah. I am a homeschool mom to 4 kids. My oldest son is 12. I have twin daughters that are 10 and then a preschooler who is 5. I've been feeling a little out of sorts this week. I am in my office, which we are trying to fix up a little bit. So if you watched my video where I flipped through the creation book, you might have noticed it was a different color, some different things in here. So we got it painted this weekend. We built the furniture. There's not a lot in here yet. I still have to move everything back in. I had all these curriculum boxes just kind of sitting around. You can see some in the background. And it turns out that my procrastination on opening the boxes paid off because they are really good at flattening rugs. So I have a rug that, you unroll it and it has all the lumps in it. Well, all my curriculum boxes are just kind of sitting around the carpet trying to flatten it out. So they're being put to good use. But today I really wanted to open up this box because the level 3 color edition of All About Spelling is brand new. And so I wanted to show it to you guys and talk to you a little bit about it. This is the brand new All About Spelling level 3 color edition, which I haven't talked too much about on my channel. So I'm excited to open it up and share with you just a little bit about it. All About Spelling is something that I've kind of gone back and forth using in our homeschool. And it's actually something that I kind of regret not sticking with and following it all the way through. I used All About Reading with my son when he was first starting. So we went all the way from level 1 to level 4 with All About Reading. And I love that. I started him on All About Spelling and we went through level 2 with his spelling before switching to something else. Well, when he was in 3rd grade and my daughters were in 2nd grade, that's when my youngest son was being born and I decided to make a switch to use BJU Press, and we did a lot of the distance learning online. So for about, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 3 years, we did their distance learning online and we used the full curriculum package for those. So that included spelling. So my son then went to spelling with BJU Press and he did fine. My daughters were about halfway through All About Spelling level 1 when we made that switch. And they, I think, just always kind of struggled with spelling. And I don't know if we would have stuck with All About Spelling if it would have been different, but we switched to do BJU Press, which is a very traditional way of teaching spelling. Every week they would get a new list of words and they would do some exercises, they would practice some of the different rules, but they would have a list of words that they would have to memorize. They would have a test at the end of the week. And then the next week they would move on to another set of words. They just struggled with it. I was finding that, they would be missing all these words on their spelling test and I wasn't quite sure what to do. I had found some websites where I made some games out of their spelling list and had them practice it that way, but it just wasn't getting better. At a certain point, I kind of just stopped and we would stay on a certain list until they got it. And then I was feeling further and further behind and we weren't making any progress. And for them, it just wasn't working. For my son, it was a good fit, but for both of my girls, they really struggled with it. So last year, actually about halfway through the year, I went back to All About Spelling level 1 with my girls and I figured, okay, we're just going to start at the beginning. We're going to make sure they are learning what they need to learn. This approach had worked with my son and we're just going to give it another try. And we did that for about the second half of the school year. It was going just fine and I was worried about starting them with something that was level 1. But they didn't really care or know any difference. And this doesn't necessarily correlate to a grade level, it's just the first level. So I wanted to make sure as we were going through, they knew everything that they were supposed to know moving forward and they had a good foundation. So they were doing really well. They were flying through the lessons. All About Learning Press with their reading and their spelling, they take a real multisensory approach. So they've got letter tiles that you can use where the kids are actually manually moving the tiles to spell. They've got step-by-step lesson plans for the teacher, so it's very much open and go. You know, it did take extra time for me to actually teach them spelling, but the lessons are pretty short, so it wasn't taking a ton of time every day. So it started going really well, and that was what we did for the rest of the school year. Okay, so you think I would learn my lesson, but at the end of that school year, I learned about learning language arts through literature. It is an all-in-one program for language arts, and within that, you are learning grammar, writing, some literature, you're doing your reading, and you're learning spelling through different literature passages. The all-in-one, the comprehensive, cohesive approach really appealed to me. And the more I read about it, the more I learned about it, it really sounded like something that I wanted to give a try. And so I set all about spelling aside again in lieu of this new curriculum. And the curriculum overall has not been terrible. If you watched my mid-year review video, I talked about it a little bit. It's not necessarily my favorite. I don't hate it and I don't love it, but yet again, I'm not super happy with how the spelling is going. Every week, we basically create their own spelling list based on words that they are missing. So as they're going through their work that week, as I'm grading it or as I'm noticing they're misspelling words, we add those words to their spelling list. The benefit to that is they're words that they're actually using every day, or at least in whatever unit that we're on. Therefore, it's more relevant, but it still doesn't necessarily help it to stick for them. We're not necessarily learning a ton of spelling rules, or they're not seeing those patterns. I'm not sure. I don't know why I thought that it would work out any better than the spelling class before. Maybe I thought because they were older, and that all-in-one curriculum just appealed to me, and I figured we'd give it a try. Well, so here we are. I wouldn't say that they haven't not improved, but there's still a lot of work that needs to be done with spelling. They still make a lot of what I would consider mistakes that I think as fifth graders they should kind of know by now in how to spell. So that being said, a couple of weeks ago, I pulled back out our level 1 and I decided, you know what, we're just gonna pick right back up where we left off, and I'm gonna stick it through this time, and we're going to see this approach through, because what we're doing right now isn't working. That's what homeschooling is a lot of times. It's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of me realizing that, okay, I think this curriculum looks really great. I see all the benefits, but maybe that's not working out so well for my kids. You really have to consider what your child's learning style is, and that's something that I'm not always the best at doing, because I will evaluate it from my viewpoint and how I like to teach it. And I really need to do better at looking at how they are learning and is this gonna work for them? And so that's where I'm trying to grow. So that being said, I have level 1. They're like 1 or 2 lessons away from finishing level 1. And then we will move on to level 2, which I already have from when my son did it. I may get an extra set of cards, because that is one thing. The first time I did all about spelling, these are their boxes. I did buy 2 boxes, one for each of my girls, because what I tried to do, and maybe this was another reason that I got frustrated, because I only wanted to use 1 set of cards because it's what I had and it's what my son used, but there were two girls. And so I was kind of juggling, well, which cards did one need to practice, which did the other need to practice? And when I decided to go back to it, I just said, okay, I'm just gonna buy an extra set of cards and an extra box, so each of them has their own box, because what they do is they have different sections where they will review, I don't know how well you can see, but they've got phonograms, they've got sound cards, key cards, and then their word cards, which are the actual words that they practice spelling. So each girl could have different cards behind each section. So I wanted to make sure I could keep that really straight. So I do have a separate box for each of them, and there's lots of room in here to where when we add the different levels, those will be able to fit in here. So when I saw that level 3 was going to be released and it was going to be a color version, I was really excited. Since I have all the old All About Spelling and All About Reading stuff, it's all black and white. Since we're going to be using level 3 and I am committing to it, I wanted to grab it so I could get a hold of it, take a look at it, share it with you guys. Let's see what is inside this box. All right, so the first thing that I see are the letter tiles. We've got a set of letter tiles. So in here, there are letter tiles for all levels, tokens, syllable tags, magnets, and 2 zip storage bags. And you can use these with All About Reading levels 1 through 4, and then All About Spelling levels 1 through 7. They have magnets that you can stick on the back. So if you want to use them on a whiteboard, or I've seen some people use them on cookie trays or anything like that that they can easily move. They do have an app now, which we do use. You have to pay for it. I think it's like 20 bucks, but then it's right on my phone and the kids can move the tiles that way through the lessons. So that is really nice. Okay, extra box right here. You get a box in the set. Okay, we have a level 3 teacher's manual. This is a pretty thick book. All right, step-by-step lesson plans. Kind of flip through it here. So even the teacher's manual is in color. I like the color. I don't mind the black and white, but the color definitely makes it look a little bit nicer. I'm not gonna go through too much right now about how the lessons work and how you actually use the program or what the days look like. If you guys are interested in that, I would be more than happy to do a video on how this curriculum actually works and what it looks like, or maybe even doing a lesson with us. So if you guys are interested in any of those things, please let me know. As with all their other lessons, it looks very, very much scripted out, very much open and go. That is the one thing that I love about this, is they are pretty short lessons. They don't take a lot of prep, and they're all scripted out for you. So teacher's manual in color. Okay, and then we have student packet here, and that's all that's in the box. Let me open this up and show you guys what's inside. In here we have a set of stickers. So this will go on. I'm assuming they have similar charts to what we have now. There are suffix tiles, and this says this is an extra set, and they've been provided for customers who purchased the letter tiles kit prior to April 2023. This is how the tile or the letter cards come. You kind of punch them out and then you stick the magnets on the back. So that's how you make the letter tiles if you want to use the tiles instead of the app. In the student packet, this is where you get all of your different cards. So again, they're color coded like you guys saw in my box. These are the phonogram cards, and they're all perforated, so you just have to tear them apart. That's really some of the only prep that you have to do. We've got phonogram cards, you have sound cards, rule cards, so different spelling rules that they will learn, and then the green ones are the word cards. So these are all the different cards that they're going to learn to spell. Okay, and then this is kind of new. Since I have older versions of All About Spelling, I don't know if the activity book is included now in 1 and 2. I would have to go back and look at this, but we don't currently have an activity book for our All About Spelling that we are using. So this is new. So this is an activity book for the kids. I really like this feature. My kids like doing worksheets and workbooks, and we like using them in our homeschool. We definitely lean more towards traditional type materials, and just looking at it looks like something that my girls are really going to like. Cutting things out, sorting, making piles, making different pictures, and I love that this is all in color. So this is gonna be good. This is going to be something that they're gonna enjoy and that will help them. And as I look through words that they're going to spell, some of the different letter sounds and blends, I think this is gonna be good. I think my girls might fly through level 2, but I wanna make sure that we cover all of our bases. We don't have any gaps. I'm okay if it's a little bit easier for them at the beginning because spelling has been tough. So to have a little bit of success in spelling is going to be good. So that is everything that you get with the All About I keep saying all about reading. All About Spelling Level 3, the new color edition. When I was gonna look, I thought the chart must be in here somewhere. Oh yeah, here it is for the sticker chart. So that's fun, that's in color too. So you put a sticker on there every time they finish a lesson. But if you are interested in learning more about this program, I will leave a link in the description below so you can check it out. Please feel free to leave a comment and I'm happy to answer any questions or do any other videos showing you how this works. I don't feel like we're starting over with spelling. I feel like we are starting in a place that my girls are gonna have success with it. We're gonna be able to move at our own pace, and really there's no rush. They're gonna be in 6th grade next year. There's no rush for them to be all the way through every single level of this program. They can be working on it alongside whatever else we do, and their spelling is going to strengthen and they're gonna grow and keep learning. I'm excited to give it a try. I will give you guys an update because we are going to stick with it. No more changing in the spelling department. I think that's gonna be the best option for us right now. All right, you guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing what was in this curriculum. Hopefully next time I will maybe have a little bit more of an office put together. I have a lot of other boxes that I need to open up. So I've got some My Father's World, I have some Memoria Press, our Latin curriculum, and I have Essentials in Writing. I think that is it right now. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but pretty sure that's what I have right now. So I'll be opening those up in future videos. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you would like to do that, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.